Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hobb. It is Sunday, July 24th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new, welcome. Please be sure to go to my website at lisahobb.com for all about my upcoming events, my work, me, and also check me out on Facebook under Lisa M. Hobb, Spiritual Coach and Medium. I'm also on Instagram too, under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hobb. And, well, now on TikTok too, under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hobb. But you're probably listening to me on YouTube. So if you are, I hope that you will enjoy this podcast. And if you do, please like, subscribe, and share. I would appreciate it so much to grow the amount of people that notice this podcast and in turn can help them perhaps or connect with them in some way. It's all about service, truly. And for those of you coming back, welcome back. Thank you so very much for your comments, your support, your positive energy. I appreciate you so much. So today I have a bit of a perhaps maybe considered a controversial topic for those of us who were raised in a very traditional religion with traditional teachings, but always all along, even when I was a child and I was sitting in church and I would hear this, the whisper of truth was there all along. And that whisper of truth is, you are created in the likeness and image of God. Now, I heard that. And I bet many of you heard that as well. So here's the truth beyond that statement. I would assume, perhaps take a guess, that there are many of you, if not all of you, and many in the world that would twist that around to be God is created in the likeness and image of us. And that's why if you were to sit and listen to a pastor or a priest, you may often hear about an angry God, a judgmental God. Better hope it's a merciful God. That is because that pulpit is teaching that not are we creating a likeness and image of God, but the reverse. And so that God must have human qualities such as anger and jealousy and just moodiness, right? And that's why when we pray, we hope that our prayers will be answered. We hope, because we're taught, probably when we're still in the womb, we're taught that we may not be worthy enough to receive an answer to our prayer, especially to receive a yes. And then when we do, we're so thankful. Thank you so much that it turned out for me the way I prayed for it to. And we don't know what we think, do we, about why it doesn't always turn out great for others. We just hope it turns out good for us. And it's back to that reversal. And it's also about, we're taught, that we are suffering from original sin. What I suppose likens itself to the sin of the fathers. Before we're even born, we already have sin that has to be baptized off. It's interesting. And this is not a podcast. And I've said this before if you've listened before. There are many wonderful things, or can be many very positive, wonderful things about belonging to a spiritual group or a religious church. It is good to have community, Sunday dinners, group prayer. Group prayer can be very powerful. It increases the vibration. Not to say that your prayer isn't powerful, but when you have a group of people praying for the same thing, that's just a larger energy. It also means that it's likely that what that group would be requesting would come into fruition. Because what you most focus on happens. And yes, positive is more powerful than negative. So when you're positively intending something, there's a lot of power behind that. But honestly, even though there are positives, and healing can happen, depending on church representatives. Solid foundations, support, grief counseling. Decades ago, when I lost a family member to transition, the first thing I wanted to do was head to church to make that connection in a spiritual place for that help and healing, for that help and support. Many mediums come from Catholic backgrounds where they started out their lives praying to Jesus, Mary. That foundation was important. It has its importance. But it also has its teachings that tell you that you are not enough, that you should be in fear, that teaches against things such as reincarnation, other lives, angels sometimes. I remember decades ago visiting with a priest, and he told me angel visitations were superstition. Now I would imagine he must believe that Gabriel announced to the Blessed Mother Mary that she was to give birth, but he would say Mary's special. You see, we don't have to be special to receive a message, an intercession, a visitation. We're all loved equally, and we're all seen as equal. As far as love goes. So back to you are God. You are created in the likeness of image of God. And I can tell you quite honestly that I had to work through that knowing earlier in my life. And I remember a wonderful person, teacher, telling me, you're having an issue because you don't feel worthy. And she understood completely because she came from the background that said you are not of that energy. You're not worthy. You are just a sinner. The truth of the matter is, we are all energy. We are all made of the same energy that is source. That is a higher vibration energy. And because we're master creators, because we're super rock stars, we chose to take that energy and stuff it into a physical body. because that's the most miraculous way, the boot camp way, the deluxe way of growing, expanding, creating. Every scientific accomplishment, every new solar system we discover, every advancement in every way is our intentions and creativity at work. When we want it, we get it. That's why they say be careful what you wish for. You'll get it. Now, when I was younger, because I was raised in more of that fear-based, I took that as a negative. Be careful what you wish for. You'll get it. Now I understand it's about manifestation. And yes, we often will manifest what we truly don't want. That's why you have to not be fearful or paranoid about your thoughts and your feelings, and more your feelings, your emotions. But watch them. Watch those thoughts. Watch those words. Watch how you truly feel. You can affirm all day long, I am wealthy, I am wealthy, I am wealthy. But if you feel poor, you negate, I am wealthy, I am wealthy. Now, if you do it good enough, and I don't mean good enough that you're messing up, I mean if you can increase your emotions through words and through thoughts, then you're getting it done. I actually do affirmations to make myself feel better at times. If I feel stressed, I go right to affirmations because they're like a ladder to me to higher vibration. I am receiving this now. I am healthy. I am abundant. I do have unlimited prosperity. I am one with Source. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It makes me feel in control. It makes me feel calm and peaceful. And that's exactly the emotion. Other than complete ecstasy and excitement, that's the emotion to go with. But when you proclaim, I can't afford that. I'm fat. I'm poor. I'm not loved. It will boomerang out, and that Source answers you because we're all connected as one. So that God energy you are connected to as one. That is why the teachings of A Course in Miracles that are said to be channeled by Jesus speak so much about separation. We separate ourselves from the energy. We do it deliberately at times. It's not because we're bad or that we're sinners. It's that we see it as separate from us. We're praying to an outer force when the force is within us. That's why Star Wars said, "May the force be with you," because the force is within you. So how do you feel less separated and more connected to your truest, forceful nature? Stay centered in the present, not stuck in the past, still feeling hurt or unforgiveness. If you feel it, go at it. Heal it. But don't dwell there in those emotions that need to be healed. And also, don't look to the future with the what ifs, because the what ifs, it's actually been scientifically measured, generally don't happen the way you worry about them. Don't go to, will the shoe drop? This is not going to turn out well. Will I suffer in some way? Putting worry to it and anxiety and stress. When you're going there, you are separating yourself from your true nature. Stay in the present moment and feel healthy, abundance, and love. If you can't feel love for another, at least don't feel anything else like hate or judgment or wishing bad things upon them. I block it. And I try to get around, find a way when I'm challenged by a personality to understand where they may be coming from. And when I personally go into a state of judgment of whether it be an event or a person or anything that brings it out in me, which is most of the time going to be people, it's going to be those who are trying to harm others. I stop and I put healing to it within myself. I love the Ho'oponopono teachings. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I say that within my thoughts. If I'm alone, I may even say it out loud. It clears it out. It heals it for me. And for those of you local to me, or not even, you don't even have to be, because I'm available by telephone and Zoom. I'm going to get certified in that, and I'm going to teach that. Because I know it goes deeper. But the very basic teaching is that line. When you go to not love something or another, it is something that is within you that needs to be healed. We're only projecting out ourselves, our ego selves. So back to that. We decided to come to this physical body because when you're connected to the all, to the oneness, you get instant manifestation. You don't have really an ego. You don't. You just love. You feel light as a feather. Yes, you have connection to all learning and knowledge. But the real meat of the creation comes from overcoming, from intending, from taking the advanced course, which is having to overcome and deal with the physical ego and senses. The fear of survival. The verbal communication from those around us. Because in heaven, it's all pure thought. People don't lie to you there. There's not a story they're giving you that's maybe not an intentional lie, but they're projecting from their own experience. You don't have those senses that are obstacles to overcome. It's just easier to be in oneness. So we come here or go wherever we go to advance. to learn, to expand, to create. So every once in a while, thank yourself for the accomplishments that we've done, because you were a part of that with your advanced soul. Now you may say to me, Lisa, but oh my goodness, what's going on now? Yes, it seems like there's a body of humans that want to wipe out all the accomplishments of the 20th century and rewrite the 19th. Yes, I'm with you on that because I love history. But also, yes, the accomplishments. There is a wonderful scientist that created a vaccine for polio that now people won't take. And polio is back, even. It's just an amazing time. That is about cycles to heal the past. There were still wounds that need to be healed. There was still rage that needs to be healed. And that doesn't mean that the rage the person feels is righteous. I would gander to say it probably isn't righteous, but it's still there. And we have to heal it. And it causes disillusionment. It causes spins of the mind, this healing that needs to take place. It creates vulnerability, or it shows the vulnerability. It unmasks it. So all the events currently are about healing the rage and the fears and the vulnerabilities, and then spinning towards a time when a higher energy will be completely on this planet. And there are helpers here to get us to that time. And many of them are young people. But unfortunately, there are young people that also have the rage. And that's generational most of the time. But it's all about healing. And then being able to truly be of the oneness, to truly have that connection to our inside selves. It doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't. It also means that we have choices to help in some way. We all have a responsibility to help it. Not step back and have blinders on. What is most important? We're all connected. And what affects one affects the all. When you are knowing that you are God in human form, you will want to maintain that connection, that knowing as much as possible, that feeling. Stay in the present moment, but also feel immense gratitude. Gratitude multiplies and gives you more to be grateful for, and it's a higher vibration. The smallest things be grateful for. It's supposed to be the smaller things too, not just the large things. Be happy for those who prosper. I'm going to give you another controversial example here. A vibration reversed. The singer Bruce Springsteen is touring next year. And his tickets right now are, it is felt unattainable to some. And then you have those who are not his fans, which is fine. Everybody has their own music that they love. And they are coming in, taking advantage of the disappointment and being negative. And then you have those who feel separate from him because they don't like his politics, which is another reason to be negative. But where I'm going with this is that most of the comments about his shows, his tour for next year, are about, I can't afford it. And he should feel bad. He's separate from us. He is not a working man. Whenever you put negative energy towards anything or anyone, whether it be Bruce Springsteen or Elon Musk or the president, you are asking loudly for it to boomerang back to you. You are attracting on that level. It doesn't matter how right you are. And I'm not saying, by the way, that people are being negative about a singer or right. I'm just saying, even if you have facts behind you, the negativity you put out to that experience or person will come back on you. You are super rock star manifestors. So when you say, I can't afford that, the universe simply says, out of love, okay. We'll make sure you never can afford that. Is that really what you want? Is to be able to never be able to afford what you want? No, right? You want freedom, don't you? And why are you knocking someone down who followed what they loved and was successful at it? Always a positive vibe. If I'm meant to do that, it will work out. Things work out for me. When you bash successful people, you bash yourself. You say, good for them. It's so important to keep in mind how powerful you are. If it helps to see the image of the old man on the throne. You're one with that energy. If it helps you, you're a family member. You're in. I remember I was at a place years ago where I would always ask myself, what would Jesus do in this moment? How would Jesus be? And then I would choose that. Perhaps that would help as well. Because I guarantee to you that Jesus probably smiles at Bruce and doesn't wag a finger. We are all so loved. And we are not judged the way we're taught we are. We judge ourselves enough. Nothing else has to do it. There are consequences. Remember, what you put out, you get back. Treat others as you wish to be treated. It's really that simple. Always try to have a kind thought. Always try to be that higher consciousness self, connected to that. Because that is who you truly are. Thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday. Please stay cool, hydrated, take care of yourselves. The earth is changing. We're in it together, and we can help it, this earth. But for this week, stay hydrated, cool, and take care of yourself. And remember to go to my website, lisahop.com, to like, subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on TikTok. I might be doing one today again, another pop-up, a spiritual pop. They're also on YouTube. Instagram. If I'm missing one, forgive me. I'm new to the social media extravaganza. And as always, have a blessed Sunday and a blessed week. Many blessings.